Hello, I'm Dr. David Waterhouse, Senior Curator of Natural History and Geology at Norfolk Museum Service. Welcome to an introduction to the Fountaine-Neimy butterfly collection. Natural sciences collections are an extremely important part of Norfolk Museum Service, as these collections formed the bulk of the initial material acquired by the original Norwich Museum when it was formed in 1825. At present, we estimate that the natural history and geology collections together number about 1.5 million specimens. They cover all aspects of natural history and geology. Although they're mainly of East Anglian origin, the collections do incorporate material from elsewhere in Britain, Europe, and the rest of the world. And both natural history and geology collections are regarded by Arts Council England as being of national and international importance. They are designated collections. Invertebrates such as the insect collections form a huge part of what the Natural History Department looks after. Entomology includes several large and internationally important collections of the major orders, notably the Bridgman collection of ants, bees and wasps, the Edwards and the Bedwell collection of beetles and bugs, and the Whittingham collection of British butterflies and moths. But perhaps the most interesting and much loved collection within entomology is the Fountaine-Neimy collection. This collection resulted from a lifetime of accumulation by Norwich-born Margaret Fountaine and her companion Neimy. She travelled all over the world from 1892 to 1940, breeding and collecting butterflies. The collection contains around 22,000 butterflies, most of which were bred from eggs or caterpillars, and are therefore in exceptionally fine condition. She would often rear a whole brood into adulthood, only keeping one or two, then releasing hundreds back into the wild each time. There are 5 extremely important type specimens in this collection. But what is a type specimen? Essentially, when a new species is discovered by science, it's formally described in a peer-reviewed scientific paper. Actual biological or fossil material must then be placed in a public institution, such as a museum. This voucher is there to make sure that the science is testable, and anyone can check that species or something similar that they've discovered against it, so that it's always open for examination. As you can guess, type specimens are really very important, and Norfolk Museum Service holds quite a few of these. But it's not just the actual butterfly specimens that we look after. Margaret Fountaine also painted the caterpillars of the butterflies she reared, and her sketchbooks are in the Entomology Library of the Natural History Museum, London. Researchers often consult our collection to check the identity of the caterpillars in her paintings in London. She travelled all over the tropics, collecting in many different places, and the data that accompany her specimens are providing information about the fauna of areas that have changed or are now under threat. Within recent years, the collection has been searched by workers from the Smithsonian Institution and the Natural History Museum for data from Amazonia and Madagascar, respectively. In addition to the butterfly collection, Fountaine bequeathed a sealed box which, rather mysteriously, was to remain unopened until 1978. When it was opened, it was found to contain 12 journals detailing her life from 1878, when she was 15, until her death in 1940. Extracts from the journals have been published, generating considerable interest in the collection and the journals. Visitors from all over the world have come to study them, and the journals have been subject of several academic theses on Victorian lady travellers, female collectors, Victorian writers, etc., as well as a stage play. The most recent inquiries about Margaret and her travels have been for a possible ballet and even for a New York drag act. The combination of a scientifically important collection and Margaret Fountain's sociologically significant literature is not unique. But there are few naturalists, let alone groundbreaking Victorian female naturalists, who have collected in and written about 60 countries on 6 continents over 50 years. A truly remarkable woman.